In today's video, I'm going to show you the true misery as to what it's like to buying a home right now in today's economy. And in this upcoming video clip, I'm going to show you exactly why it's so bad right now.
Home buyers cannot catch a break. Interest rates are back up to almost 7%. Last month, they went down to 6%, so we saw some light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe people could refinance, maybe people get their foot in the door, but now they're going back up. And the reason this sucks is 7% is actually not that high. In the past 25 years, 7%, 8%, 6%, 5% is all good when the housing price was only 180, 200,000. Your payment out the door, even at a 10% interest rate on a $180,000 home, your payment out the door was $1,500. We would take that today. That's why it's crazy when the boomers said we had 14%. Yeah, on $50K. Your payment was $500 some. But with the housing being $400,000, $500,000 in most places, you're looking at a $3,500 to $4,000 monthly payment.
So that video clip perfectly illustrates the deadly combination between record high home prices and interest rates now fast approaching 7% or higher for most home buyers. And guess what that means? That means the real estate market is now finally starting to slow down. We're starting to see inventory spike across the country. And I'm going to show you coming up why I think we're headed for a real estate correction in the coming months. What's going on, my YouTube friends? This is Jerry Abbott, your #1 real estate resource here in beautiful Las Vegas. Hey guys, I got 4 real quick things to tell you about before we dive into the rest of the video. Number 1, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn the cold hard facts about the U.S. economy, the U.S. real estate market, and specifically the Las Vegas real estate market, then make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Number 2, if you happen to like the content in today's video, make sure to press that thumbs up like button, guys. That would really help the channel out. Number 3, in case you guys don't know, I just started a brand new TikTok channel. You can see right next to me that the name of the channel is called Las Vegas Luxury Homes 1. That's the number 1 on TikTok. If you guys want to follow me, it's going to go over a lot of the same information in shorter format over on TikTok. And number 4, if you are thinking about relocating to beautiful Las Vegas, whether it's next month or next year, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. Let's dive into the rest of the video. All right, so now I want to take a deeper dive into showing you guys just how expensive it truly is in terms of buying a home and maintaining a home in this upcoming graphic. Let's take a look. All right, so let's first start on this mortgage calculator page because I want to show you guys just how expensive it is right now to buy and maintain a home. So let's break this page down very simply by starting over here on the left side of the screen. You can see right in that yellow highlight where it says home price, I put in the number $480,000 because that's the median home price here in the Las Vegas real estate market. Now, I know that's going to vary from city to city, but let's just use the Las Vegas numbers for right now. Right underneath that, it says down payment, $72,000. The reason I put that number in is because the average down payment for a home here in the Las Vegas real estate market is about 15%. So $72,000 is 15% of $480,000. So if you're looking at buying a home and you put the average down payment down, you have to have $72,000 lying around just to put into a down payment for a home. Right underneath that, I put in mortgage interest rate 7%. And I'm being nice there because a lot of people are well over 7% right now. So let's just use 7% as an average. And then right at the very bottom there, you see the loan type, 30-year fixed term. So this is where things really get crazy. Take a look right in the middle of the screen, right above the green and yellow circle where it says total monthly payment breakdown based on a $408,000 mortgage. So what they're doing is they're subtracting the $72,000 down payment from the $480,000 purchase price, and you've got that number right inside the middle of that green and yellow circle, $3,800. So let's just stop and think about this for a second. If you have $72,000 lying around, which most people don't, and you put that down into an average home price here in Las Vegas, you're still paying almost $4,000 a month for your total monthly mortgage cost, but it doesn't end there. Take a look at this. When we scroll down here, look right there. It says recommended minimum income right there in the middle of the screen. $127,000 almost is the minimum income you need just to afford the average home price here in Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, the average income is about half that amount. And if all of that isn't bad enough, I'm going to show you the absolute worst thing in terms of buying a home right now and financing it over 30 years at a 7% interest rate. Take a look down here at the very bottom. Right there at the very bottom in this yellow highlight where it says total interest paid, look at that number. $568,000 almost for total interest paid on this home, which means a $480,000 home right here in the Las Vegas real estate market with a $72,000 down payment that most people don't have at a 7% interest rate, you are going to be paying over $1 million for that home because the interest on the home is more than the actual home price itself. That's why this entire real estate market is completely unaffordable for the average person right now. So unless you're a wealthy homeowner with a lot of equity, you can see why it's nearly impossible for the average person or family to afford even an average price point home here in the US. Take a look at this sobering headline that just came out right next to me. 50% of all households in the US can't even afford a starter home. And here in the Las Vegas real estate market, where I happen to be located, homes are sitting on the market longer with a lot of price reductions because, again, average people cannot afford the average home price, and you're going to see coming up some examples of a lot of price reductions happening already here in the Las Vegas real estate market. All right, so now let's drill down more specifically into the Las Vegas real estate market. I want to first start with new construction and the price reductions that are going on with a lot of builders. Now, I want to start on this particular builder website. This is Lennar Homes. They're one of the biggest home builders in the country, and they're a very big builder out here in the Las Vegas real estate market. They've got a lot of homes right now that are move-in ready, been reduced in price, and they're offering incentives on the interest rates as well. So let's start over here on the top left. It says 120 available homes. So that's a lot of homes that are ready to go right now if you're looking at buying new construction here in 49 different communities. But more importantly, let's look at some of these price reductions down below. All right, so let's first take a look on the right side of the screen. Right underneath my picture there, you can see a map of the Las Vegas Valley and all of these blue little circles here. These indicate all of the homes from the Lennar home builder that are ready to go, and a lot of them are reduced in price, and we're going to go through a few of those examples right now. If we go over here to the left side of the screen, you can see this first home right here. The number $398,000 is scratched out. It's move-in ready, and they've reduced it now down to about $360,000, which means this home has been reduced almost $40,000 from the original price point. This home just to the right of it, the number $420,000 is scratched out. It's now down to $375,000. So these are about $40,000 to $50,000 price reductions, and these homes are far below the median price point here in Las Vegas, which is right about $475,000 to $480,000. All right, so if we scroll down a little bit here, you can't miss this big red box here on the left side of the screen where it says year-end inventory sale, limited time savings happening now. Now, if I click on that box, which I'm not going to do, it's going to show me two things. Number one, it's going to show me more homes that are reduced in price. And number two, most importantly, it's going to show you that if you buy new construction with a large home builder like Lennar, they're going to buy down the mortgage rate. So you're going to have a mortgage rate in the low 5% range, whereas if you did a resale purchase and you finance that, you're going to be looking at close to 7%. So that's why a lot of people who are buying homes right now are gravitating towards buying new construction because they're getting that lower mortgage rate. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit more and take a look at a few more examples of their reduced home prices. So you can see over here, home of the week on the left side, move-in ready, original price point scratched out is $392,000. Now down $355,000 is the current price. The one to the right of that, original price point scratched out at $627,000, now down to $574,000. If we scroll up a little bit more here, you can see this one right here on the left side, $461,000 was the original price point, now down to $386,000. And if I continue to scroll down here, you can see all of these homes here have a line through the original price point, and then they're reduced pretty substantially already right now from the original price point because, again, it just goes to show you that the incentives that these new home builders are offering are not just price reductions, but they're buying down the mortgage rates because they know that the real estate market is shifting, especially now as we come into the end of the year when it's a naturally slower real estate sales season. So again, in my opinion, if you're patient, I think more of these price reductions are going to happen, not just from resale homes, but from home builders like this that are just going to continue to offer more incentives as demand drops down. All right, so now I want to drill down a little bit deeper into the Las Vegas real estate market. I'm on the popular real estate platform Zillow that most of you are familiar with because there are a lot of price reductions now going on across all different price points. So I want to just show you a few of the many examples that I find every single week on big platforms like Zillow. And I want to start in the luxury category first and then work down closer to the average price point just to show you where the original list prices were from these sellers and where they are right now. All right, so let's first start with this luxury Las Vegas home for sale. Now, I know obviously the vast majority of people can't afford a seven-figure home, but I want to just start with this first example here just to show you the significant price reduction that's already happened, and then we'll move down closer to the median price point, which again, in the Las Vegas real estate market is closer to about $480,000. So you can see on the left side of the screen, this particular home is listed right now for $1,790,000, but just above that, you can see price cut of $200,000 in that small red text that just happened a little while ago. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,600 square foot home. But again, more importantly, let's look at the price history down below from the original price point to this current list price right now. All right, so focus your attention down here in the bottom of the screen in the blue highlight. Down in the bottom left there, the date says 10/10/2024. So that's just a couple of weeks ago. This home was originally listed for sale, you could see, for $2.2 million. And then just above that, you could see 1 week later, 10/17, they did a price change down to $1,990,000. And then 1 week after that, 10/24, you can see just above it, right there at the top, price change again to the current list price of $1,790,000. So again, let's just stop and think about this. In 2 weeks that this home has been listed for sale, they have dropped the price $430,000 from $2.2 million to just under $1.8 million. And if we look up here in the top left where it says estimated market value, you can see in that highlight that the Zillow estimate has it even lower at $1,727,000. So again, this just proves that these sellers, especially luxury sellers, are trying to just list their homes for a crazy number that is not true value. And again, a lot of the buyers are not taking the bait. They're waiting things out, and we're seeing the result now. There's a lot of price reductions happening, not just in the luxury category, but with average price point homes, as you're about to see. All right, so now let's take a look at this second example of another Las Vegas home for sale. We're definitely below the luxury category here, but we're still above the median price point. You can see on the left side of the screen, this home is currently listed for $750,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square foot home. But again, I want to show you the price history down below where the original list price was compared to this current list price right now. All right, so again, focus your attention down at the bottom of the screen here in the blue highlight. Down on the bottom left, the date there says 6/29/2024. So that's about 4 months ago. This home was originally listed for sale for $850,000. The sellers were far too aggressive again on this original list price, so they started to reduce the home price. You can see just above it, they reduced it to $780,000 in July of this past summer. Then they waited a couple of months, and just about 2 weeks ago, they reduced it again to the current price that you can see in that yellow highlight for $750,000. So again, these sellers are quickly realizing that they have to come back to reality if they want their homes to sell, and that means home price reductions are happening across the board regardless of the price point, because again, the learning lesson here is if the home is not priced properly, it is going to sit on the market. All right, so let's take a look at this third and final example of another Las Vegas home for sale. You can see on the left side of the screen, this home is currently listed at $534,000. So we're just about pretty close to the median price point, which again, here in the Las Vegas real estate market is about $480,000. You can see on the right side there, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 2,000 square foot home. But again, let's look at the price history down below to take a look at the original list price compared to the current list price that it's at right now. All right, so focus your attention one more time down at the bottom of the screen here in the blue highlight. Down on the bottom left there, the date says 2/26/2021. So we're coming up on almost 4 years ago when this home was originally sold. You can see on the right side of the highlight for just $338,000. Now, if we look just above it, you can see the date that says 9/5/2024, listed for sale for $599,000. So 3.5 years after the home sold for $338,000, they then relisted the home for almost $600,000. That's almost a $250,000 markup and almost an 80% markup on the home price in terms of a percentage. But take a look just above it right here. The date says 10/25/2024 price change, which is a pretty big reduction now, down to $534,000 because again, the home was not worth $600,000 after only selling for $338,000 just a few years earlier. So this is another perfect example of seller greed, or a seller that just really doesn't have a good real estate agent that's pricing the home appropriately, because no home goes from $338,000 to $600,000 in less than 4 years in terms of true value. That's why they've now reduced the home $65,000 down to the current price of $534,000. And in my opinion, this home is not going to sell with a 5 in front of it. This home is going to probably sell in the high 400s, which again, they're still going to profit handsomely. But again, if you're patient, that's what I keep saying. A lot of these homes are so overpriced that these sellers are now getting a reality check, and there's a lot of price reductions that are going to have to happen in order for these homes to sell. So just to summarize, there's a lot going on right now in the real estate market. We still have near record high home prices. Interest rates in the last few weeks have spiked up to at least 7% or more for a lot of home buyers. And what's happening is the real estate market is now being affected. Here in the Las Vegas market, I'm seeing more and more price reductions, and I'm sure that's happening across the country. But more importantly, I want to show you this tweet that just came out on social media the other day that's really important. I want you guys to take a look at this on full screen here, and then I'm going to come back on the other side and comment on it. So take a look at this tweet right here. It says, "I'll be careful after the next pump. Like 2007, the first rate cut of 50 basis points was a pump. then a new all-time high. The following rate cut of 25 basis points was a downturn. November will be interesting. So that's a very interesting social media post, because when you look into it, we are running on a parallel path to what happened in 2007. If you remember, just last month, the Fed did a 50 basis point cut. We've had a little bit of a pump up in the economy because right now we're right about to run into the election. And now in a couple of days, they're about to do a 25 basis point cut. And ultimately, that is likely going to lead to problems in the economy, because what it's going to do is it's going to create more of a hyperinflationary environment, and that's going to hurt people down the line. And when people start hurting financially, they have to pull back on big ticket purchases like buying a home. So that's ultimately going to send home prices down, in my opinion, especially as we're now starting to see inventory spike across the country. So before we end today's video, I just want to give a shout out to my favorite comment from last week's video, and that goes to Chris. Now I'm going to put Chris's comments up here on full screen, read it to you guys real quick, and then come back on the other side and comment on it. So Chris wrote, in 2011, I bought new construction home, 4-bed, 3 full bath in Northwest Vegas for $163,000. Today, worth about $450,000. I wouldn't even be able to afford my own home at today's prices. So there are two big takeaways from Chris's comment. Number one, his home value has tripled in just 13 years, which is completely unprecedented in terms of real estate pricing appreciation. Usually for a home to triple in value, it would take 30, 40, even 50 years for something like that to happen. Secondly, the most important takeaway from that comment is the fact that if he had to buy that home today, he could never afford it based on how high home prices are and how high interest rates are. I want to hear from you guys. I want you to drop me a comment down below. I read and respond to all of my comments. I want to hear, number one, if you're a homeowner, how much your home has gone up in value. And number two, if your home has gone up a lot in value, could you afford to buy it right now? And my favorite comment from this week's video, I'm going to give a direct on-screen shout out to in next week's video. So here's my simple advice to you guys to conclude the video. We are right on the doorstep now of the presidential election. There's a lot of economic uncertainty out there. Home prices are still near record highs. We're seeing inventory spike up. We're seeing interest rates spike up. This is the time, in my opinion, to be patient. Now, I know everybody's circumstances are different when it comes to buying a home. Some people want to wait it out and wait for those price reductions, which I think are going to happen once we get into 2025. Other people are obviously looking at buying a home right now. If you are thinking about buying a home, especially here in the Las Vegas real estate market, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. I'll see you guys in the next video.